Good afternoon, everybody. Christine Varconi here in the NBC4i Streaming Center, joined by Whitney Harding. So kind of her to join us on our day off. You guys were just enjoying a little slideshow we put together of Suni Lee, the latest United States of America woman to win the all-around title at the Olympics. That is 5 in a row. Whitney and I were up bright and early watching Whitney. I kind of felt it in my bones after I don't want to say she nailed her beam routine, but it was a gorgeous
Yeah,
beam routine. She saved
was good.
herself, and I feel like after she landed
Yeah,
her aerial back layout, I was like, "Oh, I think Suni's gonna win," and she
yeah.
did.
It was stressful to watch the beam. I mean, because especially she started with that wolf turn, and I cannot convey how hard it was for her to save that. And then she was supposed to do another one.
Yes.
And what was so impressive about her competition today is everything was clean, no falls. That's what you want. You want to go 4 for 4, then you want it to be clean. But she was very smart. And it's something that, unless you know her routines, you wouldn't have noticed. So on beam, she was supposed to do a second wolf turn, which would have given her more of that difficulty
Hmm.
score, making her overall score higher. Because not only are those on their own bonus, but connected, their bonus as
Okay.
well. Which tonight on NBC4 at 5:30, I have a segment on beam connections
Oh.
that you can.
Oh, very cool. I did not
Yes.
know that. Wow. Well, that is very timely of you. You
Very
didn't know
well.
that was going to be such a big talker.
No,
Um,
I
and
did.
so,
And then on floor exercise, actually, I'm sorry to
oh, you're
interrupt you,
fine.
Christine. On floor exercise, she left out a tumbling pass. She's supposed to
She
do
did 3.
4, and she left out one. And if you watch her routine, and you'll see it tonight in prime time, she's kind of moving through her dance moves a little bit slowly, and it's kind of casual. And that's why she's trying to make up
Yeah.
time, because she just didn't do it. She was the one that she finishes with is usually her third pass, and then she finishes normally with a double back, the 2 flips
Okay.
dismount. So when she didn't do that, I mean, I was on Twitter and I was like, guys, I'm nervous because that is, she needs that bonus, she needs that difficulty, she needs that, and it ended up being just
Yeah.
enough.
Well, she
So
definitely knew best. I feel like she had that intuition in her that
yeah,
gymnasts get, that we've seen, what people are kind of saying about Simone, that intuition where it's like I I got to do it clean. That's such a big thing in gymnastics, is doing it clean. So maybe she just felt like she didn't have the power to do that fourth tumbling pass. And you know what? That gamble
right.
worked out for her with a little bit of help from the Brazilian, who did take second place, a phenomenal athlete. I had never seen her perform before. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah. All the stories of the top 3 with the all around today are just
Yeah.
amazing, because you have Suni, who, you know, first Hmong Hmong American Olympian, first Hmong American medalist, and it's a gold. Incredible. Her dad, 2 days before her national competition in 2019, was helping a neighbor on a ladder. He fell, paralyzed, was not able to see her compete until nationals and Olympic trials this year. And he always said to her, if you win an Olympic medal, I'm going to do a backflip. And clearly he can't do that. Couldn't afford a balance beam for her. Built her a balance beam when she was little in her backyard. I mean, her story is amazing. But then you look at Rebecca Andrade from Brazil, who's been at the top of the game for years and just always had horrible injury
Hmm.
timing. Just horrible injury timing. And I'm so glad everyone today got to see how incredible she is. And what many don't know is we've actually been having American coaches going down to Brazil and working with the Brazilian national team. When Valeri Liukin, Nastia Liukin's father, was no longer the head of USA Gymnastics, he went down there and worked with them. I believe Sean Johnson's former coach, he might have gone down there and worked with them as well. He also coached Gabby
Yes.
Douglas, her first Olympics. So it's been interesting to see the Brazilian team get better, and now the team didn't qualify. And Rebecca didn't even qualify until Pan American Games this
So she
year.
wouldn't have been at the games had it
No.
not been postponed.
Be- that I'm not sure, because competitions in general got
Oh,
so wonky
okay.
last year. So I don't know what qualifying competitions like she might have
Right,
been able
right,
to
of
do
course.
last year, but she's been injured. And so possibly,
It's
possibly,
just really cool. I'm
I
excited to
guess
rewatch it in prime time.
I am too. It's amazing just all of the different elements that went into this. And something else that I noticed, and I texted my dad and I was like, "Are you hearing this?" There was this little voice, not just when Suni or Jade were competing, when a lot of the other countries, a little voice ringing out over the competition like floor, and that was Simone
Yeah.
Biles, and she was yelling for everybody out there. Which I mean, in my time in gymnastics, that would not have happened. You would not have heard other team cheering for other
Yeah.
countries, especially the Russians. So that to me is just so cool that these women are there for each other and of course their countries, but they want to see each other do well, and that is something that's different, and I think it's a great
It was
difference.
just so cool to watch this morning. Um, it was a different experience. I hadn't woken up to watch like you had been doing, if at the 6 a.m. hour, but I was like, I really gotta, I don't know, I really want to turn it on. I was listening and watching while getting ready for work this morning, and it was definitely a really cool experience, and I bet it's going to be even better in prime time tonight. You know, they jazz it up, the production, all of
Yeah.
that. You know, they'll have Nastia and her partner. What is his name? I forget.
Tim
Yes,
Daggett
him doing the
and Terry Gannon will be
yes
there
doing
too.
the announcing, and Nastia is always a really cool. Person to get that insight on because I feel like she knows the coaching world so well as like the athleticism of it.
Yes, and I think what I'm really most excited for is seeing the videos of the families reacting as it's
Yes.
happening, because they've been on Twitter today. I saw them afterwards, you know, and all of that, but you don't see it in like, in, I guess it's not going to technically be real
Hmm.
time, but in real time to the
Yeah.
competition. Their reactions, Suni's family's reaction is just incredible because she hits that floor routine and then she has to wait, like she has to wait, like, and it's out of her hands. She has done everything she can do and just hope that it works out. And then actually after Andrade finished her routine, they inquired to try to get it raised, the score raised a little
Really.
bit. It actually did. It did get raised, but not enough for her to jump Suni. And actually that happened on balance
I
beam
did
too.
not know that.
And I'm very happy Suni won, but I think that Rebecca got robbed on balance
Okay.
beam. I think her score was it was, I thought, too
Okay.
low. But I mean,
It is what it is.
it is what it, there's nothing you can really do about. And she was so happy for that silver medal, first medal for Brazil in women's
That's awesome.
gymnastics
Very
ever.
cool. Very, very, very cool. Right now on your screen, you can see a slideshow of the Getty images that we have of all Suni. There's about 40 or 50 images of all Suni. You're a all around champion for the Olympics, fifth in a row, just kind of showing how dominant women's gymnastics here in the United States has been over the past few decades. With
Right, and because the first U.S. gymnast, female gymnast to win the all-around was Mary Lou
hmm
Retton back in
yeah,
1984, and then there wasn't another one until Carly Patterson in 2004. So 20
yeah.
years, and now look at it. No one's lost since Carly Patterson. It's a streak, which we assumed would happen this
But we
year.
assumed it would happen with
Just
Simone.
it ended up being a different, and that is just how deep the gymnastics world is in this
Yeah,
country. There's just, and I've been saying it, if there had been two teams, they could have gone 1-2. And I think this really shows that she went in, she knew, and I think Suni even said this. She said, you know, we all thought we were competing for second place at this
hmm
thing. And then suddenly I had to like be like, oh, okay, I got to take this to another level because everything's up for grabs now. And clearly she handled that pressure so well. And I also want to give a shout out to Jade
hmm
Carey. Um, Phenomenal
she did.
effort by
She did
Jade
very
Carey.
well.
Her vault was absolutely gorgeous. Her floor routine was the highest floor score of the
Oh
competition.
wow, I didn't know that.
So, and she didn't even do her crazy skill, which I'm hoping she does in event
hmm
finals. She is planning, well, she
What is
can
she?
do a triple twisting double
Okay.
layout. which is so crazy because Simone does the triple twisting double back in the tuck position. Laid out is much
Oh yeah.
harder because you can't ball up and you can't move as
Hmm.
fast. And when Jade was warming it up at either nationals or trials, I can't remember which one, Simone walked by her, saw her do it, and Simone said, "Well, that's just crazy." So it's a big deal. And she's warmed it up there. She's trained it there at the Olympics. So, and if she does it, it would be named the
I was going to
Carry.
ask you that. I don't think I've ever seen that before. That sounds like something a man would do.
Yes. And that's exact. And it's just that, again, this country has so many good gymnasts. I know we talk so much about Simone. And so even though like, I wish the best for Simone, I hate what she's going through. I am so excited that we get to talk about these other two women and they get their spotlight and they get their moment because they've been second so
Yeah.
often and they know they're good. But I'm so glad that everyone can see this country is just chock full of amazing gymnasts. And if I have time, I want to tell one more
Yeah, tell us.
anecdote that this reminded me of. And I know a lot of people have been talking about Carrie Strug in 1996 lately with regards to Simone and what she's doing. And that's not why I'm telling this story. I'm telling this story because Carrie Strug, I was at Caroli's when Carrie Strug was. Clearly not even close to on the same team. One, I was like
Yeah.
8 or 7. I
She
was
was like the
little.
it girl you looked up to kind of thing, maybe?
Was one of
Yeah.
them, and that's kind of where this story is going. So in 1992, when Carrie was training with Marta and Bella Crowley for the Olympics, there were 4 girls on that team that could have made the Olympics, and 3 did. Kim Zmeskal, Betty Okino, and Carrie Strug. They all made the 92 team, and they were all phenomenal. But Kim was the shining star. Kim Zmeskal was at that time the greatest U.S. gymnast. Shannon Miller ended up having the huge competition. But going into it, it was all Kim, Kim, Kim. She was the star. No one really talked about Carrie. She was solid, she was good. Let's fast forward to 96. Carrie is back with the Caroli. She left and came back. Now it's her and Dominique
Hmm.
Moceanu. And Dominique Moceanu is the big star, and she is amazing, and she's great. And Carrie is too, but once again, the spotlight is on the other gymnast. So when she hit that vault, no, don't matter what you think about it. When she hit that vault, everyone in our gym just cried because Carrie got her moment and she had worked so hard. She had battled back from a horrible back injury just a year before that vault. So I felt that today when Suni won. It was that
Yeah.
same kind of, okay, I am going to cry. It was that same kind of just she got her moment and you worked so hard for that and she didn't expect it and she lived up to it, and that's what happened to Carrie. She got her moment and it was so deserved, and that's why I was crying this morning for Suni Lee and for Asian American athletes everywhere. One of our fellow reporters, Karina Chung, texted me and she was just like, I'm overwhelmed and I'm overcome for the Asian American community that she is a part of. And it's just so wonderful that Suni got her moment. And that's just, I'm so happy
Yeah,
for
I'm
her.
really happy for her too. And watching the reaction of her family there in Minneapolis was just so amazing and very, very excited for her. And I can't wait, if you guys didn't catch it this morning, for everybody to see it on NBC4 during prime time tonight, starting at 8 o'clock. We're all very, very excited for it. Whitney, what's up next for Olympics? We're not done yet. We still have the apparatus competition.
We're not done yet. So the gymnasts get 2 days off and they will pick back up with the event finals on Sunday, which of course is very exciting because we'll get to see Alec Yoder do pommel horse. I can't remember exactly which events off the top of my head are being done on Sunday. I want to say definitely for women vault as well is happening, and one more event. My guess would be
Mhm.
bars, just because Olympic order, as they call it, is vault, bars, beam, floor. That's the order of rotation. So I would assume vault and bars would go, but I'm not
That's okay.
100%
We'll keep
sure.
everybody up to date.